Police pleading for help, why they say it's time for the community to speak up.
Plus, a big announcement from Big Yellow, why anticipation continues to build about what Caterpillar will say.
Taking action for you. This is WMBD 31 News at 10.
We begin tonight with a developing story. New charges being filed against the man accused of hitting and killing an Illinois State University student. Benjamin Allison died last month after being taken off life support. Joshua Dunn is now charged with leaving the scene of an accident involving a death and aggravated driving under the influence of marijuana. That's according to our news partner, WJBC Radio. Previous charge was leaving the scene of an accident. Dunn is scheduled to be arraigned tomorrow.
Because of citizens coming forward with information, they are heroes in this case, and they are heroes in this community.
A family in Peoria is resting a little easier tonight now that this man, Sean Walls, will remain behind bars. It took a jury minutes to convict Walls for shooting and killing Derek Booth Jr. last May. And while the trial may be over, the family's still fighting for justice, not just for themselves, but for those left with the void after losing a loved one to violence. This morning, Booth's parents teamed up with local law enforcement to talk about witnesses to unsolved cases who are walking around in the community. As WMBD's Marvis Herring reports, they're urging them to speak up.
We must have witnesses to solve these crimes.
Without witness testimony, it's nearly impossible to convict someone of a crime. That's why the Booth family says they're thankful for what they call heroes, the witnesses who broke their silence in the Sean Walls murder trial.
My family was fortunate to get justice because of heroes, but there's many other families that deserve the same justice that I received.
For being on this side of the case, I had the opportunity to see firsthand those heroes that do come forward, what they have to go through, and it's not easy.
Derek Booth Sr. and his wife, Jahan, thanked Peoria Police and State's Attorney Jerry Brady's office for their relentless efforts in solving their son's murder. But everyone at Thursday's press conference agreed witnesses have the toughest job, which is why many stay silent.
The issues that centered around this case, they center around many of the murder cases that go unsolved all across the state of Illinois.
They're urging you to speak up if you know anything.
Families like James Irby and Keamber Beard, they deserve justice. Families as of Taji Cross, Sonny Ford, DeMarcus Payne, their families deserve justice. Tyrone Rocky Jones, he deserves justice. Eric Brown, young Albert Billups, they deserve justice.
Peoria's assistant police chief says detectives are making little progress in the most recent shooting death of 12-year-old DeMarcus Payne, but it's not because the murder went unseen.
What will they accept in their community? And if they will accept a 12-year-old being killed and being left in the street as a norm, that's a bigger problem that we all have to deal with.
If you are a witness or you have information concerning these murders and you don't come forward, I would dare say to you today, the bloods of all those victims are on your hands as well.
State's Attorney Jerry Brady says he will not tolerate witness intimidation or those who try to deter them from testifying. They'll be prosecuted because it's a felony offense. Jahan Gordon Booth, Derek Booth Jr.'s stepmom, says she's working with the Attorney General's office to pass legislation that will better protect people who fear for their safety after they testify. I'm Marvis Herring reporting. Back to you.
Caterpillar is gearing up for a major announcement. It's one the city of Peoria has been waiting on for quite some time. WMBD's Eugene Daniel joining us live tonight in the studio with more. Eugene.
Yeah, Maria, it is pretty safe to say many, including business owners, city leaders, and the community, will be paying attention next week. Caterpillar says it will release the results of its company's headquarters study. The announcement is expected to come down around Friday morning and will likely impact the climate of downtown Peoria. The report is expected to detail the company's plan for its headquarters in the downtown area. So far, little is coming out about the actual details that will be shared, but already local leaders are saying they are anxious and they hope Big Yellow affirms its commitment to the city.
Caterpillar's in downtown Peoria, and that's what's really important. And if their announcement is a commitment or a recommitment to downtown Peoria, that's what we want to see, and that's the domino that needs to fall.
I have heard from developers and commercial realtors that some are waiting in the wings for the official CAT announcement, so that at least there's clarity of a time frame and how they're going to proceed and what it'll look like.
The announcement is expected to come forward about 10 o'clock in the morning on Friday, February 20th at the Caterpillar Visitor Center. Maria?
All right, Eugene, thanks. Well, just down the street, a mainstay in Peoria's downtown community is up for sale. Richards is on the market. The current owner took charge of the restaurant nearly 15 years ago. He says things have definitely changed over the years, and his family's ready to move on to another chapter of their lives. He says foot traffic downtown, particularly at night, isn't like it used to be.
We just don't get that anymore. It's just, there's not as much, walking back and forth between, it's like Sully's when the dance club was in the alley, the DV8 underground, whatever it's been 100 times. That foot traffic helped.
However, the owner says recent investments like the Riverfront Museum, Caterpillar Visitor Center, and Pere Marquette have attracted more special events, which have been really good for business. There's no timetable for the sale.
The deadline to sign up for health insurance through the Affordable Care Act is this Sunday, the 15th. For the 2015 tax year, the penalty for individuals without coverage will be $325. The penalty for families, $975, or 2% of the total household income. For most, the fees cost less than the insurance itself. We spoke to one taxpayer, Kara Davis, who says getting insurance was a difficult decision.
We make pretty much average. We make about $35,000 a year between me and my husband, which is nothing to snub at. I mean, we have a house, we have a car, but this is literally just something that is completely out of reach for us, and it's out of reach for a lot of people too.
There are exemptions when it comes to those penalties. You can find out more about that and the coverage itself at healthcare.gov.
More than 100 Americans die every day from concussion-related injuries. That's according to the CDC. Today, lawmakers in Illinois introduced a bill which would establish a concussion oversight team at each school. The group would consist of a doctor, an athletic trainer, and other medical staff. The bill would also mean athletes in Illinois who suffer a concussion would not be allowed to return to play or practice until they are evaluated. Then they would need written clearance from a licensed health professional before returning to action.
State Senator Jason Barackman has plans to help fix education funding. During a press conference at District 87, Barackman, along with Vision 2020 Coalition, proposed an evidence-based school funding solution for Illinois. The proposed legislation would determine the needs of every school district and create a scalable method to establish funding levels.
The notion is that evidence can guide us as to where we can have the biggest bang for the buck. And we ought to use that and embrace that evidence in our funding formula so that taxpayer dollars get to where they have the biggest impact.
Senator Barackman hopes to present the education reform bill to lawmakers by this spring.
SEFCU makes a generous donation to the Unity Point Health Methodist Proctor Foundation, and now heart care patients are seeing some big improvements. That's thanks to the $100,000 donation. A heart care unit has been renovated, and patients will be able to start using those rooms immediately.
Healing environments really do help recovery of patients. So we decided to make the rooms warm and welcoming and ensure the patient safety so they feel like they're safe.
This unit will help cardiac patients improve their recovery and make sure they have good outcomes. That benefits the community and benefits all of us to have these resources here available.
12 rooms were renovated, which included a fresh coat of paint for each, using warm colors, said to create a welcoming, less stressful atmosphere for both patients and staff.
It might be the middle of winter, but it's been a huge week for flowers. That's because Valentine's Day, one of the busiest holidays of the year for florists, is just a few days away, meaning there have been some long nights this week.
Hey, get in there. Sometimes you gotta talk to him.
2 days out, Beck's Florist in Peoria has already started its Valentine's deliveries. It plans to use more than 5,000 roses and make more than 500 deliveries, mainly to businesses.
I love it, especially when it's a little earlier in the week or a few days before, because then you've got them going, oh, so-and-so got flowers, that's so cool. Wonder if somebody's going to remember me.
As you might expect, Beck says the most prominent Valentine's Day flower is the rose, but more often, People are ordering spring arrangements, maybe hoping that the warmer weather will come with it. A local animal shelter is trying to get a little Valentine's love for some of its furry friends as part of Blaine's Farm and Fleet Adoption Day. The Central Illinois Small Animal Rescue, or CSAR, has a variety of dogs searching for new owners. CSAR says pets can make great gifts, but it's important for owners to give some serious consideration to caring for that new pet because it's a lot of work, not just cuddle time. Now, if you think you're up for it, CSAR will be at Blaine's Farm and Fleet through Sunday.
Still ahead, a renowned civil rights attorney makes a stop in the River City. What she had to say about racial tension in the U.S. But first, Marcus.
And temperatures still very chilly. The winds have dialed down just a bit, but it will be a cold start out the door to work and school for your Friday morning. We're also talking another blast of frigid air for the weekend. We'll have your full forecast coming up.
You're watching WMBD 31 News at 10 with Paul Cicchini, Maria Chandler, Chief Meteorologist Marcus Bailey with your local weather authority forecast, and Kurt Pegler with sports. This is WMBD 31 News at 10.
UFS, famous for deals on Adams Street, downtown Peoria. 10 minutes from anywhere.
Oh! You okay, man?
Yeah, I hurt my back during last week's delivery.
Did you say last week?
I can handle it.
Listen, man, you gotta see a doctor.
Shh, not so loud. Boss finds out I got hurt at work, they'll let me go.
No, they won't.
They'll punish me somehow.
Listen, man, I know you're tough, but you're only punishing yourself. Call Strong Law. They'll make sure you get taken care of. They do this stuff every day. Break's almost over, man.
Yeah.
Remember, Strong Law.
Roundup Ready Plus Crop Management Solutions give you powerful recommendations for clean fields. And with Genuity Roundup Ready to Yield soybeans, it all adds up to strong yields. See how simple and profitable weed management can be at RoundupReadyPlus.com.
Tu mi racconti di te, di un mondo che fu, eppure mi è rimasto nel cuore l'amore che tu avevi per me. Vorrei tornare indietro per un momento.
The Range Rover Evoque. Land Rover, above and beyond.
Storm's coming. There goes my satellite signal. Get Xfinity. It's perfect for rainy days. You can just pull up your shows, curl up in a duvet, maybe even draw up a bath and see where the night takes you. That sounds real nice.
Don't settle for satellite. Xfinity is perfect for people who like reliable TV service, rain or shine. Sign up today or get started with this great offer. Call or visit today.
Introducing Rowell & Rowell FX pre-emergence residual herbicides that give you powerful added protection against over 60 broadleaf weeds. Plus the opportunity to earn up to $4.50 an acre cash back. Roundup Ready Plus Crop Management Solutions. Clean fields, strong yields.
Now, your local weather authority, WMBD 31 Chief Meteorologist Marcus Bailey.
Still pretty cold across the area. The winds have at least dialed down quite a bit. It was a blustery day, especially during the late morning and early afternoon hours. Tough to see now, but there's a decent cloud deck that's now settling in across central Illinois, and that's actually a good thing with the temperatures this cold. It's keeping everything fairly level. Yes, it's chilly, but we shouldn't see these nosedive like we did overnight last night. 13 at the airport, winds are calm. We're off a high of 21. And that was very, very early this morning before we just kind of hung in the teens all day long. The numbers as far as the temperatures and wind chill haven't really swayed much since the winds are dialing down. 11 with a wind chill down to 0 in Bloomington. That's the cold spot right now. Wind chill down to 9 currently in Havana. And those wind speeds, again, almost calm in most places. These numbers will likely be typical for a good chunk of your overnight tonight. Likely will ramp up a little bit as we head out the door to work and school tomorrow morning. Storm trackers, some impressive snow right now in western portions of Iowa, and then some flurries out towards Missouri. But this is all tracking down to the south-southeast, and this, for the most part, should stay west of the Mississippi River, so I'm going to keep us dry for the overnight. But this is close enough that we're seeing the cloud cover as a result, and this will likely stick around for most of the night. So I think future track probably underdoing the cloud cover at this point. So the clouds stick around probably through the morning drive. We'll get a reinforcement of cloud cover likely late morning into the afternoon. I do think we will see some peaks of sunshine from time to time, especially as we get later on into the day. And that should help temperatures boost back up into the 30s for most, the exception probably far off to the north. So here's the hourly temperatures overnight tonight. And notice that the actual air temperature and the wind chill numbers pretty close to the same through at least the mid-overnight. I think we get as cold as maybe around 5 for the wind chill at 7 o'clock, but notice those numbers going up close to midday into the mid-20s. We'll see single digits, mid-single digits to the north overnight, and then mid-teens where you don't have much snow on the ground down to the south. Planning the day tomorrow, we'll see numbers into the low 30s, around 31 in Peoria, 32 in Bloomington, and 30 in Pontiac. The weekend turning much colder. 18 on Saturday, 14 on Sunday with another blast of Arctic air. When you wake up Sunday morning, numbers likely will be getting around 2 or 3 below. The weekend should be dry. We'll watch a disturbance that will miss us to the west Sunday night. This will merge with a system down to the south and west. Remember last night we were talking about the potential of maybe some accumulating snow for Monday and Tuesday. I've completely taken that out of the forecast. That system looks to stay south of us. We'll be in the mid-20s for Monday and Tuesday and much colder again on Wednesday with highs in the teens. So at least a little bit of relief for tomorrow, but it's going to be a cold weekend again. Gear up.
Marking down the days until you give us good news.
Yeah, you still got a couple weeks
today.
It's not your fault, though.
Appreciate that.
All right. One of the nation's most influential and strongest leaders is remembered today. How Abraham Lincoln is being honored in the Illinois Capitol. That's next.
Come on, let me use the time machine. Prom was a disaster. I can make things right.
Sorry, it's been raining for a week.
Missed my chance to spray the weeds. You're gonna use the time machine for that? Just get rid of the weeds with Sure Start herbicide. You can get more time with Sure Start.
Get more time and control heavy weed pressure with Sure Start 2 herbicide.
It's winter clearance at Levita Mattress Factory. Save now on mattress sets, adjustable beds, latex and memory foam beds, bedroom furniture. Save on everything. Get Levita's Joy Springs Pillow Plush Queen Set now only $5.99 with free delivery and a free bed frame. Queen Pillow Top mattresses start at just $249. Twin, full, queen, and king. All sizes are on sale. Plus take 4 years to pay with no interest. Great mattresses, great savings at Levita.
Looks like the Garcias got a new car.
What'd they get?
I don't know.
Sure doesn't look like a Buick.
Buick. I'm outside. Where are you? I'm right here. I'm in the Buick. I don't see a Buick.
Take a fresh look at Buick. It just might surprise you.
Ooh, that's not a Buick. That's what I told him. Wow. This is nice. Oh, my.
During the Buick President's Day event, get $5,000 total cash back on select Buick sedans and stock the longest. See your Central Illinois Buick dealer.
Hi, I'm Paul Sherman with Sherman's. If you're in the market right now for an appliance or some furniture or a new mattress, this is a perfect time to come into Sherman's. We'll pay your sales tax on all our GE appliances, all Sealy mattresses, all furniture, and any clearance items we've got. Have you ever bought an item that's $1,000 or $2,000, been a little bit surprised at how much extra it was versus what was marked on the product? I mean, it gets to be a substantial thing. That's what's cool about Sherman's no tax sale. We'll take care of that for you. No tax sale is going on today through Monday the 16th.
In the Midwest for 2015, Ford is unleashing the all-new 435 horsepower Mustang. Releasing the quick and nimble Focus with a new EcoBoost engine. Revealing the all-new technologically advanced Ford Edge. And breaking ground with the all-new high-strength aluminum F-150. No wonder Ford is the brand more people search, buy, and buy again. Now get a Fusion with 0 for 60 plus 1,000 auto show bonus cash and a no-charge maintenance plan. Or lease for only $179 a month.
Taking action for you. This is WMBD 31 News at 10.
A renowned civil rights lawyer and author wants Peorians to know injustices still exist in our country's legal system. Legal scholar Michelle Alexander spoke to a packed house at Bradley University tonight. She's the author of the bestseller, The New Jim Crow. Tonight, she argued the lack of an indictment in recent cases like the death of Eric Garner in New York reveal a greater problem in our nation's judicial system. She says the community at large should work together to ensure greater emphasis is taken on moving toward equality as a nation. The panel included locals like Judge Judge James Shadid.
Well, today marks what would have been President Abraham Lincoln's 206th birthday. Many from across the country gathered at Lincoln's tomb in Springfield this morning to honor the 16th president. Among them, Governor Rauner, who laid a wreath on Lincoln's tomb. Rauner quoted Lincoln's farewell address, where the president spoke of challenges in Washington. Rauner said Illinois faces similar difficulties and should use Lincoln's words as inspiration.
How he was with all Americans, not just specific ones, with everyone, and just how we really need that today. So, it's really something that all of our children need to learn about and figure out a way to continue his work.
This is the 81st wreath-laying ceremony.
WMBD and our sister station Fox 43 are recognizing Black History Month with a special. Journey 450 Years of the African American Experience will air this Friday night at 9:30 on WYZZ Fox 43. You can learn more about when and where you can see the special by visiting our website, ciproud.com.
Tonight's Extra Effort winner is getting a head start on her nursing career. Kurt has her story next in sports, but first, here's a look at the day on Wall Street.